interview. I have the awesome author, Barbara Jo Williams. I recently reviewed her book, Losing My Soul, but I mean, this is only one book in a library of many books that she's done. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm an author, a publisher, and a motivational speaker, and I've been doing this now for about 10 years. Prior to that, I was a school teacher and a guidance counselor.
What made you get into writing, though? Writing books?
Well, what made me get into writing, at one point, I was in between careers. You know, after my daughter was born, I became a stay-at-home mom for a while. And while I was at home, I got back into reading, and that just led me into writing, which was something that I had always wanted to do.
So what made you choose the romance genre? Because I know most of your books are romance, correct?
Yeah, all of my fiction books are romance or women's fiction, as I like to classify it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I read. I mean, that's what I've always read. You know, I started out as a child. My mom loved the Harlequin romance novels, and I used to sneak and read those at night after she had gone to bed. And so that just carried into my love for reading romance. And so when I decided to write a book, I decided to write what I knew. So,
is that some advice you would give a potential author? Is to, you know, definitely stick with what you like?
Well, at least start with what you know, what you like to read, and then you can branch out.
Now, the book that I reviewed was Losing My Soul, and this talked about Belinda and her husband, her adulterous husband, and what lengths this lady went through or went to keep her man. This isn't the first time that we saw Belinda dealing with these women. Exactly. The other book was A Man of My Own.
Exactly.
Why did you decide to go that route with the violence and the physicality and you know, the level that she went to?
That's just where it led me. Now, like you said, she had been a character in A Man of My Own, so she was introduced in that book. And I always follow my readers, and you know, my readers love that book, and everybody wanted to know what happened to Belinda. So then, you know, I had to come up with a story about Belinda. So, you know, as usual, I did a character profile, and you know, I just thought about, you know, what would she do? And that's just kind of where the character led me.
Is she based on anybody in real life?
Well, she's not based on one person in real life, but I know women that have gone to straight, you know, to those lengths to keep a man.
That's interesting. I you know, because I'm reading and I'm like, I mean, I guess there are women in real life who would do it. I don't know any, but
in real life,
that's very interesting. Very interesting. Is Belinda gonna come back? Are you gonna do anything else with her?
Right now, I don't have any intentions of bringing Belinda back for another book. I think she's pretty much learned her lesson.
Okay.
So she's moved on.
Tell me about your nonfiction, because I know you've done some A to Z guides as far as for editing and all of that. How did that come about?
Well, the first one came about, it was my publishing manual. After I had been published for a couple of years, I noticed that everywhere that I went, people wanted to know about publishing. And you know, I was doing workshops and all this on publishing. And after one of my workshops, someone came up to me and asked me, did I have a book on publishing? And I said, no, I don't, but next time you see me, I will. So I literally, that was the key. So I was on my way home from a workshop and writing a book. My husband was driving, and I started writing this book on self-publishing. And about a month later, it was out. And then from there, I did some other manuals on writing and editing and marketing and stuff like that.
Because I know on Facebook we're friends, and Barbara is like the guru of everything. You know, she's always asking questions, and people are always asking questions. So we always go to Barbara Jo with some information on writing. Now, as well as being an author, you're a publisher. You have Amani Publishing, which this is one of the books that you compiled it. You published this too, right?
Yes, I compiled
The 21 Lives of Lizette Donald. But you want to give us a little idea of how this came about?
That came about from one of our workshops, Tallahassee Authors Network, one of our meetings, and one of our exercises was to write a story, we came up with this character sketch, and everybody had 10 minutes or whatever to write up their version of a story about Lisette.
Right.
And at the end of that exercise, everybody was sharing, we were just all so blown away. And after the meeting, someone suggested, wouldn't it be nice if we, everybody finished their stories and put them together into a book? And I was like, yeah, that does sound nice. If you all want to do it, I'll publish it. So about 5 or 6 months later, we had 21 authors participating, and that's how we came up with the title, The 21 Lives of Lisette Donovan.
But any plans to do this again? Do this type of
we're thinking about doing another anthology with some members, but we have to come up with a theme, so we haven't really sat down and come up with a theme yet. We're thinking about doing one just for the romance authors.
So that would be interesting.
And the Christian authors did one. The Christian authors of 10, they got together and they did an anthology, came out Christmas.
As a publisher, what do you look for in a potential client?
Well, the first thing I look for when I read a manuscript is quality. Because that's what I try to give my readers is quality work. So when someone sends me a manuscript, the first thing I do is I read it and I make a determination whether I think it's publishable or not. If it's not ready, then I let them know that, hey, it's not ready. This is what you need to do to get it ready. And 9 times out of 10, they don't want to do that. So we don't end up working together. But for those who do, that's what happened. We end up with a published book.
And I think that's very notable that you do that, because some publishers, I think they'll just publish it.
Really, they don't even read the manuscript.
Right.
You just send them the manuscript and a check or whatever.
Right. And that's it.
You have a published book.
Right.
I look for, like I said, quality, because that's what my readers expect from me. And if I'm going to put my name and my brand behind a book, it has to meet my qualifications.
Exactly. Do you have any pet peeves as a publisher?
I have about 1 million pet peeves.
Well, give us one or two or a couple.
Well, editing has always been one of my major pet peeves. Do not send me anything that has not been edited. Do not ask me to beta read anything that has not already been edited. Do not ask me to proofread anything that has not been edited. So, editing is just a major factor, one of the many factors of maintaining quality controls.
I see. And for our viewers that may not know what beta reading is, what does that mean? Beta read.
That's okay. Once you finish your book and it's been edited, then you send it out to beta readers to get feedback from them before you actually publish the book.
I see.
So then once the book comes back from the beta reader, then you need a proof. You make your corrections, and then you get a proofreader. So that's my process. Everybody doesn't follow the same process, but that's my process.
Okay. And now you're also a big proponent of social media promotion.
Oh yes.
What advice would you give some of the authors out there regarding promotion and social media?
Well, social media is a big factor. I tell people all the time, I sold a lot of books before Facebook, but I sell a lot more books since I've been on Facebook and other media, Twitter and all that type of stuff. And you don't have to be on everything, but I think the main thing is to at least find 1 or 2 that you can focus on and be very active. And social media is a way for you to connect with your readers.
Yes.
So, and most of your readers are going to be on, social media. So that's a good way for you to connect with them.
Right. And I know you had information, or I guess it was a conversation about book reviews. And how do you feel about book reviews? You think they're a positive thing? You think they're good, bad? You're indifferent? How do you feel about that?
Well, I like book reviews. Personally, I try to review every book that I read. If I read a book, I'm going to I try to post a review. So I think it can be a good thing. But a lot of people don't know how to give book reviews, so that can hurt an author. But usually, if you have a reader that's honest and give you a balanced feedback, not just I hated the book and that's it. But if you can give me balanced feedback, this is what I liked about the book, and this is what I didn't like about the book.
And why?
Those are the reviews that's going to help an author.
Exactly.
So those help a lot.
So do you have anything coming up in the near future that you'd like to tell us about?
No, actually, I don't. I'm on a hiatus from writing and publishing right now. I published 7 books this year, and that was just for myself. So, yeah, in 7 months, I had 7 books, and that was, from January to July, I had 7 books. So now I'm on a little break, and I haven't done any writing, but I've still been busy promoting. So I feel like I got 23 books out there. So I'm sure you haven't read. Everybody hasn't read all of them.
Right.
So if I'm on break, this is time for you to catch up on some of the books that I have out there.
And if someone wanted to find you and locate your books and purchase, how would they do that?
Well, I'm on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. My website is barbarajoe.webs.com.
Okay.
And of course, go to Amazon and just put in Barbara Joe, and about 23 titles should pop up. Definitely appreciate the opportunity to be on your show and to talk about my work and everything. I wish I'd bought some more books that we could talk about.
And that's true. But I mean, I think people can go and check you out. Like I said, I really enjoyed Losing My Soul. I think it was awesome. I think you're a great author. I think you're a great person in general. You're always so helpful to potential authors or just to anybody. Check Barbara out. She's on Facebook. Can you get any more friends on Facebook?
Yeah,
Make sure you introduce yourself to her, okay? If just don't go on there and just start posting. Introduce yourself, but she would be more than willing to help you with anything that you need, give you any type of advice. All right. Well, thank you so much, Barbara.
All right, thank you.
All right, and peace.